Well, last month, Facebook made headlines after announcing they'll now be known as Meta. But it wasn't just a rebranding. The tech giant wants to transform from being a social media company to becoming a metaverse. Founder Mark Zuckerberg is investing big bucks in new wave technology, including augmented and virtual reality, that will allow users to live within a digital world. Now, here's a little taster of what's to come. Check this out.
Imagine you put on your glasses or headset and you're instantly in your home space. It has parts of your physical home recreated virtually, it has things that are only possible virtually, and it has an incredibly inspiring view of whatever you find most beautiful.
Also, I'll get Paul Rudd in my living room. That's what I'm hearing. But Facebook...
I'm sure your husband will be very happy with that.
Oh, no, he'll be out in the real world. I'll be on my Paul Rudd world. Facebook, should we say Meta, aren't the only ones jumping on the technology bandwagon. Netflix and Microsoft also want a piece of this action. So how will these virtual environments shift the way we work, shop and interact?
Now, for more, we welcome back futurist and author Michael McQueen. Hello, Michael.
Good
nice
morning.
to see you again. Metaverse, it seems like a whole big concept to unpack, but let's break it down. What Facebook is doing in this space, what does it mean?
So the metaverse is essentially using technologies like virtual reality, augmented reality to create a digital replication of the real world. So we first saw it with Second Life, that game that was around years ago, Pokemon Go to an extent. So this is like expanding that beyond the gaming world to all of life. So what Facebook are working on right now, particularly in the workplace, is interesting. A thing called Horizon Workroom is essentially a virtual reality world where you can have a meeting with colleagues in the office and everyone's gestures and facial expressions are mirrored in your avatar in the room, so much more interactive or immersive than a Zoom call.
Oh,
like
wow.
this?
Yeah.
Oh, this is creepy. How is it going to change the way...
OK, I want Paul Rudd in my living room.
How is this set to change how we shop online? That might be how we work. What about how we shop online?
Well, this has really sped ahead because of the pandemic too. So a lot of stores, when they had to close their physical stores, actually began using this technology to interact with their customers, have customers interact with their products. So L'Oreal, for instance, who have invested heavily in augmented reality to try makeup on using an app on your phone, their digital sales have gone from 13% to 24% of revenue over the pandemic using this technology.
I never thought that would work. I just thought, oh, that's just a gimmick.
It seemed that way, but it's taken off. So IKEA have done the same.
Wow.
Warby Parker, the optical retailer, have done the same sort of thing. So, and the good thing about this is we actually send back 18% of what we buy online, because when it turns up at our door, it's the wrong colour or the wrong shape.
Yeah.
This will dramatically decrease that.
Let's talk medical for a while. There are some pretty cool advancements happening for pain management and phobias, that sort of thing.
Yeah, so look at like arachnophobia. So 5% of us are apparently arachnophobes. What they've developed in Switzerland is actually an app where you can hold your phone over your skin, for instance, and watch a spider crawl across your skin. This is called exposure therapy. And the more you experience that, the less afraid you become. So that's a pretty cool use of this technology. But in the health space, so the Children's Hospital in Los Angeles, you'll love this one. Kids that have to go in routinely for tests that are painful or anxiety producing, they're actually giving them virtual reality goggles. So they actually play a game instead of being afraid or even feeling the pain of the procedures, like having blood taken, for instance.
Wow.
Brilliantly done.
You know the spider thing?
Yeah.
Is there an app that will have a naked Paul Rudd crawl across Kylie as she lays on a shag pile rug in front of an open fireplace?
That's a little specific.
The sky is the limit.
Let's move on, shall we? A prison company is adopting new technology. This gives inmates a taste of freedom.
Yeah, which is sort of cool, because you think about the number of people who've gone into prison, the world that they experience when they leave prison is very different to the one that they went in from. So, for instance, you can actually have experiences like booking an Uber or going through a self-serve checkout before you actually have to go back out into the real world. So they're using this as a way to prepare inmates to go back to the real world, and it's just a really simple but wonderful use of this tech.
Like desensitising, just the same as the spiders. Yeah.
We always hear about these groundbreaking advancements, right? But are there any downsides to sort of living in this made-up world? Like, once that happens, can you go back to your normal life?
Yeah.
Well, that's right. How does normal life stack up? And this is the big question: is you've got a whole generation who are going to grow up with this, and if the digital world is more interesting because they've crafted a view of themselves as just more glamorous or talented, where they can pogo stick across 5 cars, their digital version.
Yes.
The real life is not as exciting or
Boring.
glamorous. That's exactly it. So what does that mean for like being detached from nature and interacting with real humans, and the soft skills around communication and empathy that could be impacted by this?
Wow. Spiders on your hands, Paul Rudd on your lap, and then back to cooking for the kids.
The mind boggles.
Yeah. Lovely to see, mate, as always. It's fascinating stuff. For more insights into future trends and predictions, check out Michael's book. It is called The New Now. It's fascinating, and it is out right now.